Good evening students. In this video session I would like to explain about digestive glands. Before starting about these video session, idhukku munnadi videos already we started physiology of human being. In that one of the first topic digestion, human digestive system. So diagrammatic explanation complete, and then now along with digestive tract, alimentary canal, associated glands, some of glands are present in along with the alimentary canal. What are that glands are present in our digestive system? What are their significant roles in the digestion? Because of glands always to secrete the something fluid, okay, either enzymes or hormones. Here we want to discuss what are the different glands. From the glands onwards, what are the secretions they are secreting, that we want to know. Let me start today video session. Here students, see digestive glands. In the digestive system, some of the glands are located along with the wall of alimentary canal, but some of the glands are located in the different places, but they are connecting with the alimentary canal with the help of the specific ducts. Okay, then which of the glands are present within the alimentary canal? Those that glands here I mentioned gastric glands. Gastric glands are present in the stomach place, and then intestinal glands. Intestinal glands are present in the intestinal places. Okay, what are the glands? Continuation of this video we will get idea. And associated glands, salivary glands is one of the associated glands, and liver and pancreatic, these are the associated glands. Let me start one of the associated gland from the beginning onwards. In the alimentary canal starting onwards up to last, what are the glands we want to discuss. Here first salivary glands. Okay, about saliva we know some of the basic things. Okay, when we are smelled the delicious flavor, then automatically in our buccal cavity saliva is secreting. Okay, what are that saliva secreting origin place, synthesis place, where onwards it will synthesis, what are their functions? See, in the buccal cavity 3 pairs of salivary glands are there. Basically some of the other mammals they are having the 4 pairs of salivary glands, but in human beings only 3 pairs of salivary glands. One is a parotid gland and submaxillary gland. Submaxillary gland also called the submandibular gland, and then sublingular. These are the 3 pairs. One gland located in the one portion of the buccal cavity. See, parotid glands are present below the ear pinna. Our external ear is there na, that is we call as a pinna. That below the ear pinna, internally if you want to say, internal surface of the cheek. Okay, cheek ulla inside. Okay, and then submaxillary. Maxillary means jaws we called as a maxillary. Okay, and also called as a maxillary word also replaced with a mandibular. Okay, jaws, nothing but jaws. So here angle of the lower jaw. In here lower jaw is attaching with in our face. Only lower jaw only movable, remaining not at any bone is not at a movable. That lower movable jaw is located, jointed with upper jaw, in which place? That place these gland is there. Submaxillary, sub means below, okay, or lower. Submandibular, located at the place of the angular or lower jaw places. And sublingula, lingula means a tongue. Sub means below, tongue below. So if you seen that your mouth buccal cavity inside, below the tongue oftenly it is a saliva is secreting very more. Okay, just like a well. Okay, well water, how it will synthesize, how much we are drained out, that much of water will be regained, correct na? Like that saliva will secrete more below the tongue based on these 3 glands. Okay, the parotid gland below the ear pinna, and then submaxillary located of the angular lower jaw, sublingular that is below the tongue. Whatever it is, these 3 pairs of glands function only to synthesize the saliva, to secrete the saliva. How it will secrete? These glands are having the made up of the two type of cells. One is serous cells, another one mucous cells, formed by the serous mucous cells. These cells onwards, the cells secreting saliva. In this situation, I will recall the previous video concept, structural organization times several type of tissues we seen in the epithelial tissues. That epithelial tissues are secreting something, endocrine, exocrine, goblet cells, these and all we seen. So like that, these serous cells, mucous cells secrete the saliva. These saliva containing with the maximum portion of the water, along with water a little quantity of the salts and mucus. See, very important thing, mucus, because of when we are eating the hard particles, that hard particles are create the rupturing of our alimentary canal. To avoid that one, mucus play an important role in the prevention of the friction on the alimentary canal walls. So mucus play an important role in the act as a lubricant. And then very most important enzyme, that is a ptyalin enzyme. Okay, ptyalin enzyme also called as a salivary amylase. That salivary amylase also called as a alpha amylase. Another names ptyalin or salivary amylase or alpha amylase, all are synonym. Okay, another names. Along with these lysozyme also present in the saliva. These lysozyme function, unfortunately our food is contaminated with any bacterial contaminated, that bacteria is killed by these lysozyme to destroy the bacteria cell wall. Okay, then that saliva having the pH, maintain the pH 6.8. okay, along with this in the saliva play an important role in the digestion of some of the food item in the buccal cavity, because of our body having the 37 degrees centigrade. With the presence of the 37 degrees centigrade, these 6.8 pH, it will start to digest with the presence of the alpha amylase carbohydrate to start the digestion. Okay, then in this note parangana pointer place mumps. When we are childhood, we are all suffering with a severe pain in the throat corners. Correct now? That swelling of some of the throat places, that called as a mumps. These mumps are painful inflammation of the parotid gland. Parotid gland inflamed by the effect of the paramyxovirus. So by that infection, that mumps, parotid glands will be swell out. By taking of some of the antibiotic, mumps will be curable. So this is the salivary glands. These what are the components of the presence in the salivary glands? You should be remember. Saliva contains the water, salt and mucus, ptyalin and salivary amylase. Salivary amylase also called as alpha amylase and lysozyme. Okay, the saliva pH is 6.8. Okay, then now I am going with another gland, that is a gastric gland. When I swallow the food after mastication, food will be entered to the stomach through with one pipe like structure, that is a esophagus, with the help of the peristaltic movement. Now food is enter the stomach. In the stomach also some of the glands are secreting some fluids. What are that? That gastric glands present in the wall of the alimentary canal in the stomach beneath the surface of the epithelium. You studied already previous videos. What you heard it, the alimentary canal having the columnar epithelium. Correct? Smooth muscle also is there. And the previous video only I said in this corner place. In this corner place, one round like wheel like structure, total alimentary canal having the 4 layers: serosa, muscular race, and submucosa, mucosa. Okay, and mucosa layer, we should be think about here. Epithelium means mucosa layer. Okay, beneath the mucosa layer, these gastric glands are there. Here gastric glands are 3 type of the gastric glands. Why they are classified these one? In the diagrammatic representation of the digestive system of the human being, stomach having the 3 regions. One is a cardiac, which of the part is nearby the heart, that is a cardiac, and then fundic, middle part, and last part, distal part, that is a pyloric part. Correct na? So here cardiac and fundic, pyloric, all are glands are to secrete the several things. What are the components I will take? That total all the components we call the gastric juice. We call as a gastric juice. All different glands of the gastric glands to secrete the different components, that components combinedly we called as a these gastric juice. That gastric juice pH 0.9 to 1.8. Reason is in the stomach, in the salivary glands we have the pH 6.8, but in the gastric gland 9.0. In the pH scale, 0 to 17, 0 to 6.9, that is a totally acids, 7 is a neutral, after that totally base kadana. Here highly acidic nature, 0.9 to 1.8. okay, in the composition of the gastric gland, here they are containing with proenzymes. Proenzymes means inactive enzymes. When the enzymes are inactive condition, that a type of enzymes we call as a proenzymes. Pepsinogen is one of the proenzymes, and prorenin is one of the enzyme. Along with that, here HCl is secreting. These HCl presence only, the pH is a 0.9 to 1.8. Okay, and then along with these secretions, one of the important thing, Castle intrinsic factor, and then gastric lipase. These are the components present in the gastric juice. These components secreting by the which parts of the gastric juice, that we want to know detail. So come with this side, column 2. Here gastric glands, 3 type of gastric glands. Cardiac glands, that cardiac glands only secreting the mucus. Cardiac glands are only secreting mucus. Next part, fundic, it is a major part of the stomach. Okay, not only major part in the stomach, in the digestion enzymes wise also this is a major part. These fundic glands onwards, very essential enzymes are synthesis. These fundic gland containing the 3 different type of cells. One is a neck cells, next one peptic cells. Peptic cells are chief cells. Peptic cells and chief cells. And third type of cells, oxyntic glands. Oxyntic cells are parietal cells. Now see, neck cells are secreting only mucus as usually. Here cardiac cells and then neck cells of the peptic cells, totally mucus, act as a lubricants, reduce the friction. And then peptic are chief cells. The name itself we know the idea about the significance about these. Chief means important cells. These chief cells are producing the proenzymes. Already here we discussed. What are the proenzymes? Pepsinogen and prorenin. Pepsinogen onwards, pepsin will form. Pepsin is an active form, pepsinogen is an inactive form. Okay, prorenin onwards, renin will form, that is a pro or gen. These words are says just simply inactive nature. These and all, these 2 enzymes are secreting in the chief cells with the presence of the chief cells, and oxyntic cells and parietal cells. These oxyntic cells, parietal cells onwards, HCl will produce. HCl, okay, along with HCl, Castle intrinsic factor. These Castle intrinsic factor play an important role in the absorption of the vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 scientific name is cyanocobalamin. Okay, if in the gastric gland these Castle intrinsic factor is not yet secreted, means vitamin B12 is not yet absorbable. So vitamin B12 absorbed by the Castle intrinsic factor. Okay, these are the gastric glands. Gastric glands are 3. In that fundic gland play important role because of 3 type of cells. Neck cells onwards mucus, parietal cells, peptic cells and chief cells onwards proenzymes, and oxyntic cells onwards these oxalohydrochloric acid and Castle intrinsic. And then last one, pyloric gland onwards mucus as usually. Then gastrin, it is a hormone. Gastrin is a hormone. That gastrin is a local hormone. That gastrin hormone, it is when the situationally it stimulates the secreting of enzymes. Okay, so that is a local hormone. There itself its synthesis and then their function also in the same place. So that's why we call it as a local hormones. In the end of this topic, this chapter, we want to discuss about the gastric glands, about digestive glands. Now I am going with the next part, intestinal glands. These intestinal part having the two different type of parts, tissue. One type of tissue we call as a Brunner's glands. Next, crypts of Leberkuhns. Okay, don't confuse crypt of Leberkuhns and Langerhans of islets. Pancreatic time I will tell Langerhans of islets. Here crypts of Leberkuhns. These Brunner's glands, crypt of Leberkuhns, totally part of the intestinal glands. Brunner's glands major role to secrete the mucus. Always mucus is a very essential. Okay, it act as a friction, reduce the friction, act as a lubricant. These two intestinal glands onwards. Okay, these two different glands of intestinal onwards, they are secreting the juice, intestinal juice. That intestinal juice we called as a succus entericus. Okay, then these succus entericus pH 7.5 to 8.0. See in the place of the salivary glands, buccal cavity, the pH 6.8. Okay, slightly acidic. When it is coming to the stomach, acidic pH value is increasing, more acidic nature, 1.8. When the food is enter the intestinal place, pH level is going to reduce. I mean, it is converted to alkaline nature, 7.8 to 8.0. Okay, from these intestinal glands onwards, three type of enzymes secreting. The three type of enzymes are, one is peptidases, second one is disaccharidases, third one enzyme activators. Here peptidase means always enzymes ending with the ase. Okay, any enzyme ending with the suffix. Okay, suffix is a ase. Here peptidase enzymes related with protein, or amino acid or polypeptide based. Okay, the digestion, these peptidases play an important role in the digestion of the proteins. Okay, these peptidases are three type of peptidases. One is a tripeptidase, three peptides, tripeptidases and dipeptidases and aminopeptidases. These are digest the tripeptidases, digest the tripeptides. Dipeptidases digest the dipeptides. Aminopeptides are digested by the aminopeptidase. Okay, that significance of the ase indicates the enzyme name. There, which of the particle digested by that enzymes we can able to identify. And then peptidases is a one type of enzymes. And then disaccharidases. These are the saccharides. Saccharides means nothing but carbohydrates components. Correct now? So these disaccharidases enzymes, sucrase is one of the enzyme. Another thing, maltase is another enzyme. Another thing, lactase. Sucrase also called as a invertase. These three enzymes are disaccharides. They are digest the sucrase, digest the sucrose, maltase digest the maltase, and lactase digest the lactase. Okay, lactose, maltose and sucrose. These are the digested by these disaccharide enzymes. And then enzyme activator. Basically these enzymes, what I said here, okay, not only here, some of the other places onwards secreting enzymes, first they are in the form of the inactive condition. That inactive enzymes want to convert it into the activeness. That activating enzymes by the one of the substance, one of the enzyme, that is a enterokinase. That enterokinase we call as a enzyme activator, because inactive enzymes are activated by these enterokinase. So that's why we given the name is a enzyme activator. And one of the more important thing, a special cells are present in the intestinal glands, intestinal places. That cells are Paneth cells. Paneth cells. Paneth cells onwards, lysozyme enzyme will produce. That lysozyme function as usually what we see in the buccal cavity, saliva, that only. Lysozyme. Lysozyme kills the bacteria. Okay. Along with that, some of the intestinal places onwards, intestinal lipase also will secrete. That lipase to digest the lipids. Lipase digests the lipids. Lipo means lipids. Up to now we discussed about salivary glands, we discussed gastric glands, we discussed, then intestinal glands also we discussed. Okay, these gastric glands, intestinal glands are these along with the alimentary wall. In the associated glands, salivary glands we completed. Then I am entered to the next gland, liver. Liver. See, in our body, this liver is a largest gland. The weight of the liver 1.2 to 1.5 kilograms, nothing but 1.5 kg. It is located at the place of the abdominal cavity. Abdominal cavity, that means stomach place, and then below the diaphragm, in the rib cage down, one layer is there. That layer we call as the diaphragm. That diaphragm below, right side liver is there. Right side liver is there. So that liver having the two lobes. Here rough diagram I mentioned. Okay, these type of structure present in our alimentary canal, digestive system. This is the one lobe. This is the one lobe. These total two lobes internally again divided into the several minute lobules. That lobules we call the hepatic lobules. Hepatic lobules. Okay, hepatic lobules. The shape of the hepatic lobules is hexagonal. Hexa means 6. Correct na? 6 arms. This is the 1, the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 arms. Just like a rhombus. Just like a benzene. Just like a benzene madre. Okay. Then hexagonal hepatic lobules are there. The total hexagonal lobules are covered by with the help of one of the connective sheath, connective layer, that is a Glissen's capsule. That is a Glissen's capsule. Very important word. Internally in the liver inside, these hepatic lobules, hexagonal hepatic lobules inside, several cells are arranged into the sequential order. That cells we call as a hepatic sites, hepatocytes are, okay, hepatic liver cells. Okay, hepatic cells. Hepatic means here liver. Hepatocytes are arranged into the sequential one row. That row we call as a hepatic cords. Hepatic cords. In between the hepatic cords, a gap is there. That gap we call as a, these empty places we call as a sinusoids. Okay, sinusoid. Hepatic sinusoid, hepatic cords. These hepatic cords are formed by the hepatocytes. That hepatocytes are secreting the bile. These bile play an important role in the emulsification of fat. What is the mean by emulsification? Emulsification mean chilling of the fat. Just from the curd onwards, how we are extract the butter. What is the process we are following? That type of process for fat we called as a fat emulsification. That we called as a fat emulsification. Here gallbladder in the liver, gallbladder irukku, and the gallbladder ki ulla a cyst duct is there. Here this is the gallbladder. Gallbladder onwards cyst duct will form. This is these are the hepatic duct. These hepatic duct, cyst duct, both are combinedly, it will form the common hepatic duct, common bile duct. This is the common bile duct, and that common bile duct connecting with the pancreatic duct. This side pancreatic is there. Pancreatic onwards, pancreatic duct, hepatic onwards, hepatic duct, common bile duct, combined it will form the hepatopancreatic duct. Hepatopancreatic duct. Hepatopancreatic duct. That hepatopancreatic duct at the place of the duodenum, it secrete the bile. I mean, bile is vomited to the alimentary canal. At the place of the duodenal place, hepatopancreatic duct is opening into the alimentary canal. In such a place, one sphincter is there. That sphincter name is a Addi sphincter. What it is? Addi sphincter. Addi sphincter. So these Addi sphincter, up to now several sphincters we seen in the previously. Addi sphincter. Okay, along with that, Addi sphincter is one of the important thing. Okay, in the next continuation videos, I will tell about what are the functions of the liver and pancreatic. Okay, functions of the liver and pancreatic gland onwards, I will continue in the next video. Okay, what we completed on digestive glands low, in the digestive glands, salivary glands we complete, gastric glands and then intestinal glands, liver structural arrangement we seen. What are the functions, these and all we will know in the next video. Okay, Nana, thank you.